Here we have a Miller 6-lever pancake lock. Look, it's in fairly good condition. It says Miller here on the front, but if you look on the back, you'll see it's a Miller made by the Yale and Town Country Manufacturing Company in USA. So it looks like that Yale made these locks for Miller, at least this one. Look at there. Here's the key for it. It has bitting just like a regular lever lock does, but the key is bitted on both sides. And what happens is the three top bittings and the three bottom bittings rotate on the post at different angles, pushing against the three levers on this side and three levers on that side simultaneously to get the shackle to pop open like that. And you can see the shackle has two notches in it. That's for the three levers on this side, and that bigger notch up here is for the three levers on this side that hold it, the shackle down. Just like that. Now the one that we'll be using, I'll show the inside, will be this one here. And they look a little bit identical, and they basically really are. This has been either painted or brass plated. It says Miller 6-lever lock, just like the other one. But on the back, it says Miller Lock Company, made in USA, and it has some numbers here around that post. So this may not have been made by Yale and Company. The shackle has it saying Miller Company, Philadelphia, USA. But I would suspect they're both probably made in the same factory. And the steel, as you can see, and this one is also steel. And it's made from the same material. And the key, of course, is steel. So let's look into the lock here. This is the inside. And here, you can see the inside of this lock. And let me come up again, and I'll just use the zoom so it gives me more room to work. There we go. And now you can see the levers right here. They're pivoting on these rivets here. This is a spring that holds these two levers in place against the shackle. This bigger plate back here is a spacer. It's actually two spacers put together. And behind the spacer are two more levers like these that have springs like this attached on each pair. And of course you have the spring right here. And let's go ahead and take this apart so you can see. That's the spring. The right lever first, left lever, and here are the spacers. There are two. Here we have another spring holding these two levers on. set of levers. And this is the third set of lever and the third spring. I have to be careful here because if I take these levers out, the spring is going to pull the shackle up. So I got to make sure I can catch that before it flies off. So that land where all pins and springs go that you never find. Okay. There we go. I'm going to leave the spring on because it's a little difficult to take off. And there's the inside of it. We'll come back here. Show you the springs, the levers. These are the left-hand levers. And all three of them are identical. And on this side, the right side, all three are also identical. But they're put in such a way that they still have to be lifted at different heights in order to work. I don't know how exactly that is, but it works that way. I can't tell by this key because it's not the right key for it as to what the bitting is like. It's identical on both sides, so that might be why the levers are identical on each side. Okay, now we're ready to reassemble this thing. And these levers, don't know where my magnet went, look like brass, but they're steel too, I guess. Close that down. Oops. But the spring came out. And this is just a bear to get in there, but I'll try. Okay, that wasn't too bad. And now we have the second set. Need to put the springs on. This goes on, the spring goes on the levers on the very back, which I should have put on before I put the other levers on, but I got it there. And this spring is for this pair. If you stay to the end of the video, I will show you before and after pictures of how I restored this and what it looked like when I got it. Put the spacers on. And then the last set of levers. And the last spring. There it is, reassembled. Now to pick this, which I haven't done, there's a video out there, but I think it's done by Steve's Picks, that's his channel. The way he picked it, he had to put either a chain or a rope around here and tied to something that wasn't movable, like a vise or something, and actually pull on it to apply a lot of tension onto the levers with the shackle. And while he was doing that, he got a wire pick, went inside here, and he lifted up the 3 levers on this side, and then went over here, lifted 3 levers on this side, and did that repeatedly, just like you do on an old-fashioned lever lock, to get until each lever was raised to the right height and just above the notches here on the shackle. And once that happened, with all the tension, the lock would spring open. So that's how we pick that. And I always enjoy going inside of a lock and seeing how it works. This was pretty much fun, very much. So stick around and I'll show you the before and after pictures now. I was wrong about the levers being identical. They're not. I mean, the length and the overall shape are similar. But what's different and determines the bitting on the key is this center part here. You can see it has a slight mounting in it there. And this one has a big dip in it. And the same for the shorter ones. This area here, he has a small valley, and this one has a much deeper valley. So the bitting on the key would correspond with the dip in the lever to push it away from the lock, the right amount of space for it to unlock. So that's the levers, they're not identical.